page from the server, pull it in, and then do something with it and output it to the user. Or we can do JavaScript, which is the Facebook method of doing this, which is use iframes and JavaScript. So the client basically goes to your server, pulls what your server cares about, and then their computer will go off, pull the other web page, pull that in, and then show it on the page through JavaScript. So this here is definitely the preferred method. Here's URL, but some websites like to use the URL and put a load on the server. I'm not sure why, but at one time I tried it, and as soon as my website started getting 20,000 hits a month, URL was no longer a good option because it slowed everything down. Setting up a password protected directory. Basically, .htaccess files belong in your public HTML directory or www directory. And here's the text that will go into the file to make something secret. So if you put the htaccess into the current directory, it will password protect it. And then you have to go to an authorization file, which you specify, and then you can give it some sort of name that'll pop up on the password box that pops up for some websites. And that's about all there is to htaccess. To create passwords and put into this htapassword file, you can use SSH command or terminal command htapassword, or you can go to this website and let their JavaScript application do it. Both are secure because they both run on your own computer, and nobody else will be able to record that. So, moving on, there's probably more technically 2 ways of having data persist across sessions. Because PHP runs and it dies and it doesn't do anything else with the web page. It's just a one-time run deal and then it's gone. So what we can usually do is we can either use a post or a get, which is use him values in a form or keep a form on the client side. So when they submit data to the server, they submit what they've already done. Not the most secure ways, but it works. And then we have cookies and sessions. Cookies are small files on the client or your user's computer that store data for you. Remember, they can modify these. Or sessions, which run on the server, use server memory, and they aren't easily modifiable. So there's lots of advantages and disadvantages to them all. So first, saving the state using the post. Basically, use hidden form fields, or if it's data that the user is trying to revalidate, let's say their email address was wrong on a submission form, you can fill it in again and your data is still there. For post and get, you can also use request, which is another super global variable, or just something that PHP creates that has this stuff. But request won't tell you if it came from a post or a get. So if the hacker is trying to use a get when they should be using a post, the request won't care where a post and get go. So most of the time you want to know what kind of data to accept, so use post or get. Query strings. Get is for the strings that go on top of your URL. So you have a question mark and then you have a bunch of gargle normally that passes information like session IDs into the page. So for example, this here, after index.php, we have a bunch of gargle. That doesn't exist anymore. But that's how get queries are sent to the server. They just go in with the URL and the server parses them and makes them available through the get super variable or $_get. It's an associative array. So $get mode in this case would be equal to DP. $get image name would be 183. URL rewriting kind of helps get rid of the garble. So on many websites you probably see, especially blogs and news sites, you see long things at the top, but they're all subdirectories or /separated. This is actually htaccess rewriting. I'm not going to get into it a lot, but those resources up there explain it in detail how to rewrite a URL to make it more SEO friendly. Because if you're using question marks and ampersands to passing get data, you're going to run into a lot of SEO or search engine optimization problems where Google won't know what page it's on because it's thinking that it's on index.php when index.php might just be the start of the whole entire web application, and it might go into subdirectories that are virtual other files, but we don't want the client to know about that. So we can use URL greetering to take care of that. And also, it can redirect you to a different page. For example, if you're doing maintenance on your website, you want to bring up a temporary page, you can use rewrite rules in the .html access file to move the user to another page that's temporary. So here's a very simple form in HTML. Basically, form action hello.php. So this is where I want to do a very brief demo on how we make forms work. So if I do a dem hello.php, not sure if you can see this, so let me fix this. Here I always run into problems here, so bear with me. 16 should work. So what I'm going to do is a very simple HTML page. It's not even going to be valid because it really doesn't have to. HTML is very nice about that. And inside the body tag, I'm just going to put the form. In Putty, if you right-click, you can basically paste. So Putty, right-click, paste. And now let me figure out why these aren't working. Okay. So copying and pasting from PowerPoint definitely gives problems. But basically here, this form here does not have a submit field. So let me quickly make one so that we can submit. Input type. And value, I believe, is required, although I haven't done this for a while. And finally, for HTML, valid, you usually close the tags or the slash at the very end. Not the easiest to read, but I guess it'll work. So basically here, let's make sure that this looks right. So your name and submit. So very simple form, doesn't really do much. But now, let's make PHP take the value in that you insert into the form. So now if we go back to PowerPoint, you're going to see that I made some PHP code. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in. And now I'm going to have it echo out hello, and then get whatever the form field is. So if you notice here, I have something called name and then input. So this is actually, okay, I see. So input type text, name, and then last name. That's the name of the field or whatever Git is going to get. Actually, $_get, I see an error in the slide because forms post to the page. Oh wait, no they don't. If you see, under form action, I actually use get to post to the form. You can also do method equals post under form, and that'll also work. So basically, this here will print out hello, and then whatever the last name field is. Or if it doesn't exist, it'll probably spit out an error, although PHP 5.3 might not. So if I type in my name, it says hello Phil. It actually did echo an error, which is why PHP is so nice. But typically if it isn't set, PHP PHP should have problems. But instead, it doesn't. It just decides, hey, let's not do this. So interesting, right? So moving on, let's cover a few more basic things before we jump into a better version of the form. So isSet basically checks for a bunch of parameters being set. It also checks for the value of false, 0, or an empty string. If the value is null or it doesn't exist, period, isSet will return false. And empty will include null. So basically, empty is used if the variable doesn't exist at all. So empty will return true. isSet, if the variable doesn't exist at all, will say that it doesn't exist at all, and will return false. The two brackets are false. Moving on, getting the current PHP page, server, PHP self, really self-explanatory. This references an associative array, which is inefficient in PHP. So it's kind of one of those things where you really need to figure out what page you're on, or can you guess it from references around you. Checking for submission is set, get last name, and then echo it out. Otherwise, do nothing. And finally, motivation for cookies and sessions. Posting Git, don't store between page loads efficiently. They require the user's computer and possibly showing the user data that we don't want them to see. Cookies are on the user's computer, and sessions are stored on the server, and they persist for a certain amount of time, usually an hour, before they die off automatically. So HTML5 also introduced a new concept of persistence called local storage, which uses SQLite, and there's additional information on that link. So creating a cookie, use the setCookie function and the name of the cookie, and then you can use $cookie name to reference it and get data, play with it, whatever. Once you're done with it, you want to set it to expire sometime in the past using the setCookie method there. Sessions are very similar. We start the session to play with them, and then we use session name equals whatever value we want. Funny enough, we have multiple names here, and it doesn't matter because there's only one session per user IP, so you can have multiple variables set here. Finally, session destroy kills the session. And now we get into object-oriented programming, oh, fun. Basically, in object-oriented programming, your constructor is __ construct. And in Java, it's public, whatever the class name is. Singleton design patterns, useful for creating static global classes. I really like the singleton design pattern for database design, although PHP data